Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
We are the History Buffoons.
I'm Kate,
I'm Bradley.
and this is the origin of weird.
We'll never find it, but we're looking.
We are going to go back to the Cold War today.
I wish it was cold.
I know you do.
Holy fuck. It's hot.
It's hot and
Smoky. Thanks, Canada. Fuckers.
Stop.
What? They could have put it out.
I don't know what the situation is up there.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You told me...
Wednesday?
Was it Wednesday?
It was Wednesday.
Whatever day you told me, I'm like, there's fires in Canada?
I know. I didn't know either.
I had no idea.
I'm
You know
not
why?
in the loop.
Because I'm not in Canada. I'm in the United States of the fucking America, and God damn it, we're good.
So our story begins in a remote place on Earth, a stretch of Arctic water known as the Chukchi Sea. It's Russian. Sorry, Chukchi Sea.
I had a feeling it was Russian because we're in the Cold War, and, you know, it was against them. But,
So it is located between Alaska, like... If you look at Alaska, you've got Nome right at the northern tip, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, based on just a map that we would see, a flat map, obviously. But it's the Arctic Circle, right? It would be to the west of that. But like on top of the globe, I'm going to stop talking.
That was the weirdest description of like a map/globe thing ever that I was a part of or ever will hear in my life.
It's not like it's not the string of little islands off of Alaska.
So you mean the peninsula?
Yeah, it's not that.
What's the name of that again? It's got a specific name.
There's the Bering Sea right there, and I only know that because of Deadliest Catch TV show.
The Bering Strait.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Chukchi Sea.
Damn right it is.
So it is located between Alaska and the eastern edge of Russia, and the region spends much of the year covered under ice, right?
Well, yeah, it's really far fucking north.
Yeah. So I'm sure it's breathtakingly beautiful from a distance, but it's going to be completely brutal and unforgiving up front, right?
So what does this have to do with the Cold War, just besides it's cold up there? It's just time
It's
frame?
a time period. It's time period. It's just the time.
just
the time.
Okay, fair enough.
So for the animals that live there, survival depends on timing and luck, right?
Sounds like normal life.
So every year,
Yeah.
beluga whales move through Arctic waters following food, navigating changing ice conditions, and taking advantage of the brief periods when the region becomes a little bit more hospitable.
What do belugas eat?
They eat a lot of fish.
Do they?
Yes.
Like full-on fish, not like shrimp or little
No,
guys?
I think it's actual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just curious. I had no idea.
Yeah. And they've been doing this for thousands of years, right?
Well, yeah.
Most years, the migration passes without incident. The fall of 1984.
Okay. During the Cold War, which ends in 1991.
Was not going to be one of those years where the migration passed without incident.
So,
okay.
We're specifically like concentrating on the belugas. Is that correct?
We are.
Okay. And so I don't know why, but every time I say beluga, it makes me think of the Oscar Mayer. My beluga's got a first name. I know it's Baloney has a first name.
Oh, really?
I don't know why
I
it
always
makes
sang
me think
baby beluga, and then I don't know what else happens after that. Baby beluga. Okay.
What is that from?
I don't know.
Good,
But
because I'm glad you can't finish it.
somewhere off the coast of the Chukchi Peninsula, a large population of beluga whales remained in an area that would soon become trapped beneath expanding sea ice.
Oh, boy.
At first, there's no obvious reason for concern. Belugas are among the most ice-adapted marine mammals in the world.
But they still need to come up for air.
They do.
So,
they do.
mean, that's not a good thing.
Yes. But they also navigate frozen waters as a part of life in the Arctic.
Could you imagine having to navigate frozen waters just to live? Fuck
No,
that. I mean,
no.
I like cold, but damn.
So the problem was not that the whales were surrounded by ice, but it was how quickly the ice was changing. Right?
Like it's clothes or?
Yes.
It's like, I don't want to wear this frock today.
The whales had chased a large group of cod into this. I'm so sorry. These are all Russian names. Senyavin Strait.
Okay.
And that separates an island from the Chukchi Peninsula, for those who know where that is. It is in the northeasternmost corner of the Soviet Union and about 130 miles from mainland Alaska. Okay. So they followed all this cod into the strait.
Like, ooh,
and the strait is between the island and a peninsula.
Right.
So landlocked on two sides, right?
Right. That's why it's a strait.
Yes. So as autumn gave way to winter, open water began disappearing. Areas that had once provided easy access to the surface narrowed into channels. Channels became mere openings, and openings became isolated breathing holes. So before long, thousands of whales found themselves crowded into this strait with very few ways out.
So do beluga whales, it's not like a herd. I mean, I don't know what you call it, but
a pod?
Maybe? Sure. Either whatever it's called, like, do they keep in groups, I guess?
Maybe not to that extent, but they are going up there to migrate. So
I suppose, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So at that point, the Arctic had begun making decisions for the whales, and it's not
this way.
Yes, exactly. So the whales were managing just fine. Belugas aren't fragile mammals, right?
No.
They spend their entire lives in the harshest environments on Earth.
Sure.
So they know how to navigate around it. They know how to find the breathing holes, and they can adapt to the changing environment.
Okay.
At first, there was no obvious reason to believe that this situation would be any different, but the ice kept growing. As winter settled over the Chukchi, that is so hard to say. Chukchi Sea, the open water available to the whales began to shrink. Areas that had been easy to move through only weeks earlier were closing up, and before long, thousands of belugas were gathering around a relatively small number of breathing holes.
Oh, boy.
So that was when the situation started to become a little dangerous.
Sure.
Like every whale, belugas needed air, and no matter how comfortable they are in the icy water, they still have to surface regularly to breathe.
Did you come across any kind of how long can they stay underwater?
Yes. The average dive is between 3 and 10 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
But they can go up to, I saw the max at 30 minutes.
That's
not a lot.
No, that's not a lot at all.
No.
I guess I never realized it was that small of a window.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they have to go deeper into the waters, they do about 10 to 20 minutes. But like I said, the max I've seen is 30.
If they can avoid it, though, obviously. So, yeah, okay.
So as long as there are enough openings in the ice, that isn't a problem. Once those openings become scarce, however, every trip to the surface becomes more and more important.
Right.
And all these thousands of whales are now competing for the same spots.
Well, and, survival of the fittest at that point.
So the first people to realize something was wrong were local Chukchi hunters in the Senyavin Strait area. That's where they are, Senyavin Strait.
Yep.
So belugas were an important food source for these hunters.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And the hunters knew the local waters pretty intimately.
Sure.
They noticed unusually large numbers of whales crowding around small patches of open water and quickly realized that the animals were trapped by the expanding ice.
Wow.
So the hunters had some mixed reactions. On one hand, thousands of belugas concentrated in one area was like an enormous source of food,
It's
right?
fish in a barrel.
Exactly. So on the other hand, they understood that if the entire group died, it would be disastrous in the long run.
Well, yeah, it's good short term, but long term, it's fucking terrible for them.
So many accounts describe local residents helping keep breathing holes open and feeding the whales frozen fish while authorities were being notified.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
So
I'm just going to go feed my beluga.
What do you think he named it?
Okay. Bolshevik beluga?
Bolshevik. I got food. And vodka. So, like, I would imagine they have to go with, like, their, I just picture pickaxes and torches, but, like, get the ice that's kind of forming. They move the slush away or whatever.
Right. So there was another problem that was happening.
This is Russia?
Polar bears.
Oh, shit.
Now, if you're a polar bear trying to survive an Arctic winter, finding food is not easy.
No, that's why they're hopping on those little ice floes and shit, and they're like, ooh, people. That looks tasty.
So most hunting involves a lot of waiting, a lot of patience, and luck, basically. And the trapped whales had unintentionally made things much simpler for the polar bears.
So do polar bears go after beluga whales?
They do.
That's wild.
I didn't know that until I read the story. I thought it was just like seals and penguins, but it's a food source and it's available to them, so why not?
Are penguins up there? I thought they were in the Antarctic.
We're going to say, yeah, they are.
Okay. So are snowmen.
Yes.
Okay.
And I heard Santa Claus is up there too.
Well, that's the North Pole, not fucking Russia. Jesus.
So because the belugas were limited to specific breathing holes, the bears knew exactly where they would have to surface.
Well, yeah.
So some reports from the time describe polar bears waiting near those openings and taking advantage of the situation whenever they could.
Jesus.
So the whales weren't just dealing with the shrinking air holes anymore. Now it was like an ambush every time they went to the surface.
Well, yeah.
So conditions would likely get worse before it got better. The whales were already confined to a relatively small area. Predators were taking advantage of the situation, and every week that passed reduced their chances of survival.
Right.
So something had to be done. The problem was figuring out what that something should be. So rescuing a stranded animal is one thing. Rescuing about 2,000 whales trapped beneath Arctic ice is something else entirely.
Right.
The nearest open water was about 15 miles away. Between the whales and safety lay the thick ice that ordinary ships cannot push through.
Did they have to get one of those icebreaker ships?
Yes, they did. Yeah. So even reaching the animals would require specialized equipment. Creating a path out for them would require something more impressive. And there was another issue that nobody could answer ahead of time. Once they broke the ice into a channel, how were they going to get 2,000 whales to follow them?
Here, whaley, whaley, whaley.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually, Soviet officials decided that if they were going to attempt a rescue, they would need to go big. So fortunately for the whales, the Soviet Union happened to have a ship designed for exactly these weather conditions.
Sure.
The icebreaker called Moskva. The Moskva was built especially to operate in places where most vessels wouldn't stand even a remote of a chance.
Oh, sure.
When people hear the word icebreaker, they often picture like a reinforced ship slicing through the frozen water.
Yeah.
But it's a lot less graceful than that.
I'm sure. An
icebreaker uses its weight to climb up onto the ice and then crush it beneath the hull. I didn't know that either.
I actually knew that.
Yeah. So then it moves forward and does it again and again and again.
Yep.
So,
well, because if you think about it, it's really just at the surface because that's where the air and the water meet and that's where the cold is and so on. Not that the water's not cold. And that's why ice, when it freezes, goes down, down, down. That's when it gets thicker, of course. But it's just wild how you think of like a whale breaching the water and then
that's exactly
down,
what the ship does. Yeah, exactly. So what made Moskva one of the few ships capable of reaching the trapped belugas was how it did this like ice-breaking thing.
Sure.
So once the decision was made, the vessel headed toward the Chukchi Sea. That's right.
Russia.
So reach the whales, break a path through the ice, lead them to open water.
How did the ship not hit the whales? Because they're all trying to get that air, so they're closer to the surface.
Yeah. I didn't come across anything.
Okay.
So the whales were first spotted in late December of 1984. The Moskva was called in during February of 1985.
Oh, so almost 3 months later.
It took the icebreaker several days to reach the trapped whales.
Yeah.
And then apparently the icebreaker was also being led by like a spotter plane.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool too.
Huh.
So when the Moskva arrived and began creating channels through the ice, the crew quickly discovered that breaking the ice was only half the battle. The whales still had to follow the ship out, right?
Yep. They put a carrot on a stick.
And belugas weren't exactly interested in following what the Russians had to say. So,
well, maybe they spoke English and didn't understand Russian.
So some of the whales would start moving through the channel, but then turn around. They stay close to the breathing holes that they already knew.
Sure.
From the whales' perspective, those were the safe spots.
Yeah, because they didn't know better.
Yeah, exactly.
They're fucking whales.
Exactly. And they couldn't see where open water was, where they were. So despite all the effort involved in creating an escape route, many of the whales seemed hesitant to leave what was familiar.
Hesitant.
There
it is.
The crew of the Moskva had solved the engineering problem. Yep. Now they had the whale problem. So, like many famous stories, this rescue has been told many times over the years that where some of the details have become a little blurry around the edges.
Maybe a little grandiose.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So most sources agree on the major events. Thousands of whales were trapped.
Yep.
The Moskva was dispatched to help. Channels were cut through the ice, and whales were eventually led to open water.
But so you're telling me that people putting saddles on them and riding them out was not right?
No.
That's what I heard.
So, quick disclaimer: the rescue itself was well documented.
Sure.
What is less clear
is how they
did it.
They lured them out. Yeah.
So supposedly, they used music to lure them out.
A little Tchaikovsky, a little Bach.
Yes,
little
exactly. So some accounts written years later describe crew members broadcasting classical music through the loud shippers mounted on the ship. Other versions mention sounds, just general sounds, being used to attract the whales.
Sure.
And a few retellings become like increasingly dramatic and specific with like each passing decade. So,
of course,
as often as that kind of stuff happens, some details may be a little fuzzy.
Reminds me of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, where they had to bring humpback whales back from the future to get this weird space probe to go away because it communicated with the humpback whales.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that, but with music.
Yeah.
Instead of humpbacks.
Do you think they got something from the playbook here, the beluga whale playbook?
Well, I mean, this happened in 84, 85, and if I'm not mistaken, that movie came out in like 86. So.
Let's say yes.
Is that right? I don't remember. I could be wrong on the year, but.
So, belugas are incredibly vocal animals.
Like, hey, Marlene.
Exactly.
You got any air over there?
So they are probably.
I don't know why I said Marlene.
I think it's cute.
Okay.
They are among the most talkative marine mammals in the world.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm. Sailors have called them canaries of the sea because they whistle, they click, they chirp, and they squeal, and constantly. And that's how they like communicate with each other.
I guess I never, because these are the white. They're white with the
bulbous
thick head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the sonar kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So belugas rely heavily on sound to understand the world around them. Some sound helps them navigate, locate food, communicate with other whales, and make sense of their environment.
Because isn't it their part of their sonar, really? Like with the sounds that reverberate?
Yes.
And like, or something that way.
Yes. And in the dark waters, hearing is much more important than sight.
Well, because you can't see.
Yeah. So because of that, the idea that sound could influence their behavior is not far-fetched. Okay. But we just don't know if how it happened in this story.
Right.
Excuse me. According to the most commonly repeated version of the story, crew members aboard the Moskva noticed that the whales seemed curious about the ship and its noises. At some point, they reportedly began experimenting with sounds to encourage the belugas to move in a desired direction.
Sure.
So some say the classical music, others mention music generally. But what we do know is that the whales gradually do begin following the ship. So, whether they were responding to music, or engine noise, curiosity, sounds, whatever, maybe it was all of the above.
Right.
But they were following the ship very slowly, but it was working.
All right.
The Moskva continued carving channels through the ice, while groups of belugas followed behind them. The crew had to keep the channel open, monitor the whales, and avoid pushing them too far too quickly. So it was a very gradual channel.
Mean, it's not like you're like full speed ahead.
Yeah.
You got to kind of make the pace of what the belugas go at. So, yeah. Okay.
Yes. So a change in the weather could be disastrous for this plan. Ice conditions could shift. The whales could decide to turn around. Any number of things could go wrong, but they kept going. And eventually, after a few weeks of effort, they reached the open water.
Wow.
For the trapped belugas, they could spread out, resume their migration, and return to the environment that they were meant to inhabit. The danger was finally behind them. Not every whale survived the ordeal.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Most accounts acknowledge that losses occurred before and during the rescue effort.
Sure.
And given the scale of the situation, it was kind of unavoidable.
Well, I mean...
But it could have been a whole lot worse.
It could have been horrifically worse because if they're estimating thousands of belugas, you lose 100. Even let's say 1,000, that's only 10%.
Yeah.
That's way better than losing 100%.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, you're going to have some casualties, unfortunately, just because of they're a little reluctant to follow the ship.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, it's going to happen.
But the plan was a success. The Cold War was still underway during this time. The Soviet Union and the United States were competing across political, military, technological, and ideological fronts. News coverage from the era often focused on conflict, tension, and rivalry. And then in the middle of this is this story.
It's just so weird that, like, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not, like, helpful people, but it's like you wouldn't think of that, like, not because they're Russians, just in general, people in general. It's like, well, let them figure it out.
Yeah,
it's nice that they helped. Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome, because now we get beluga whales and finding Dory. How cool is that?
Is there? I've never seen Finding Dory.
You haven't?
Mm-mm. Oh. I haven't seen a lot of like the news movies.
Well, next time you're down, I'll make you watch it with Vesper.
Okay.
Well,
I suppose.
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up, because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.